Warning! This video contains both spoilers and potential spoilers. It also contains my opinion. But if you do not care for such, you may...
Stick around!
The Horde needs its true Warchief now, more than ever.
Yes, but it was you who held the Horde together during this madness. It was you who protected our honor. From this day forward, Baine, if you lead, I will follow.
I'm not doing this again, Thrall.
Wait, what? Yeah, we've kind of already done this, Thrall. Overthrowing a leader, letting them have a trial. You making a younger leader Warchief.
Then that former Warchief escapes and goes on to doing some other mischief.
Then that new Warchief gets to do nothing and ends up dying and becoming some kind of god later on. Actually, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound so bad. Yeah, but you get this itching right in your craw.
Look! All we are saying is that when you ran things, they were pretty simple. Nobody fought over who would be the next Warchief, and conflict was not as common. The Alliance weren't even after our heads as much. I've made so many mistakes. What if the Horde doesn't want me back?
We've all made our own share of mistakes, Thrall. And sure, you've made some mistakes in the past, but you being Warchief was no mistake. You were our greatest Warchief. We need you.
Just don't go throwing it onto some maniac when the world needs saving, alright? Maybe we should just vote who should be Warchief.
Alright, I think I have an idea.
I will speak to your Warchief! What?
Greetings and salutations everyone. In this video we will be talking about a personal favorite of mine, the mighty Thrall, or Goel as he is known by some. And by some I mean one. Only Agra really calls him that, and she's kinda wifed it, so I'm thinking I don't have the social standing with the guy to call him that. Come to think of it, I wonder what other nicknames Agra has for him. Anyways, that lovely machinima was made by the people of Talecraft. As always, they do a fantastic job. The voices for those lovely people will be posted in the description down below. Today's video will be talking about the return of Thrall and what he'll be doing in Battle for Azeroth. Let's get things started with a little history about our friend Thrall. Now, Thrall was the founder of the Horde that we know today. He was raised in slavery by Aedelas Blackmore, but he would find freedom and would later learn of the existence and history of his people through Warchief Ogrim Doomhammer and Grommash Hellscream. Later, he'd become the first new shaman of the Orcs. After freeing his people, he would be named Warchief of the Horde by a dying Ogrim Doomhammer. Thrall established a more honorable Horde again by rekindling the honorable aspects of the Orcs that they had lost under Gul'dan's manipulation. He also reinstated some past cultural practices by abolishing the use of fel magic, completely understandable after all the things it had made them do, and re-establishing the practice of shamanism. He decreed the humans would only be battled if it was of utmost necessity. However, this hardly made him soft as some suggest. Thrall learned tactics from the humans during his enslavement to them, and still retaining his orcish fervor, he was a formidable force on the battlefield, if push come to shove. Before long, he would be tasked by Medivh, the former guardian of Tirsfol, to sail west to the lands of Kalimdor, where his people would find salvation. In his travels, he would befriend, save, and recruit the Darkspear Trolls and the mighty Tauren. When the Burning Legion descended upon Azeroth, his people were joined with the Night Elves and human survivors at Mount Hyjal, and their combined efforts were enough to topple the schemes of Archimonde and spare Azeroth from the demonic invasion. Afterwards, he and his people would take the lands of Durotar, which was named after his late father, Durotan, and they would name the city Orgrimmar, after the late Ogrim Doomhammer. Unfortunately, their peace with the humans would not last long, as Lord Dalen Proudmoore would strike relentlessly on the Horde's very shores, violating a pact that Jaina and Thrall had created between their peoples. Thrall was left no choice but to order his appointed champion of the Horde, Rexxar, to attack the city of Theramore. And conflict was soon put to rest with the death of Dalen at the Mok'Nithal's hands. From classic World of Warcraft to Wrath of the Lich King, Thrall was the Warchief and leader of the Horde. Though war with the Alliance was inevitable, both Jaina Proudmoore and Thrall worked together to find peace between the factions. A ceasefire had been in effect from the start of Vanilla, according to several quests in Durotar surrounding the Koltirian Navymen who were encroaching upon the Horde's territories. During these years, total war had been avoided, with only minor conflicts and skirmishes taking place from time to time, up until the Wrathgate incident, but we'll get to that later. Around the time of Burning Crusade, Thrall rediscovered his people in Outlands. Among them, he found a depressed Garrosh, son of Grommash, who was unwilling to rise up and lead his people. The impending death of the Great Mother of the Mag'har, the woman who had raised many of the remaining orcs, as well as the bearing weight of his father's sins, had sent Garrosh in a fit of despair. While often mocked by his fellow orcs, Thrall showed the young warrior compassion and introduced him to the true tale of how his father gave his life to free the orcs from the demon's grip, giving Garrosh the strength he needed to overcome his thoughts and feelings regarding both the orcs as a whole and his father in particular. This led to Garrosh joining the Horde and later becoming a commander for the Horde forces against the Lich King on Azeroth. Now, a great deal would happen during Wrath of the Lich King that led to more hatreds being fostered towards the Horde and the Alliance, and with the death of the Lich King came a new slew of problems, and the very breaking of the world. This led to Thrall leaving the Horde to Garrosh, so that Thrall could understand what was happening to their world. This in turn led to the death of Cairn, leader of the Tauren, which greatly angered Thrall, forcing Cairn's son Baine to become the new leader of the Tauren people. With the return of the dragon aspect Deathwing, Thrall would become the World Shaman, or as I like to call him, Potato Sack Thrall, to help mend the breaking of the world and prevent it from falling apart. In his travels to the Maelstrom, he would help the goblins of Kazan escape from an exploding island, naming Galliwix the leader of the Bilgewater cartel in spite of the fact that the Goblin Trade Prince was attempting to both enslave the goblins and, well, kill Thrall. Not one of Thrall's best moments, but hey, Galliwix is pretty alright as a character and pretty funny, so I'll let it slide. Plus his voice actor is just great. Anyways, now the healing of the whole planet would take some time and help from the druids and the dragon aspects, but eventually the war on Deathling would conclude with some good old dragon soul blasting from Earthwarder Thrall, who take up the mantle temporarily since Deathwing kinda forsook it. The champions of Azeroth were victorious once again, and peace could happen around the world. Or not, conflict between the Horde and Alliance was now at a rising point, with Garrosh as Warchief and Varian as High King. Garrosh would order the bombing of the city of Theramore, leading to countless deaths. This led to the one-time peace-yearning person Jaina Proudmoore turned to a path of vengeance and war, and the friendship between her and Thrall was shattered. As war wrapped around the world of Azeroth, it was through the Cataclysm that the continent of Pandaria was revealed, leading to the war to be taken on its shores. Now, Thrall named Garrosh Warchief because at the time he was the perfect person to lead them, but now that was shifting from being correct. Vol'jin would be nearly killed by an attempt at his life, meaning Thrall could no longer stand idle, and would be forced to take action against Garrosh with the rest of the Horde. This led to a rebellion against the now wayward Warchief, and to Thrall choosing the correct person to lead the Horde. Which was obviously the guy with the cool red hair and soothing Jamaican accent, because how could you not? I'm talking about Vol'jin, by the way. Ultimately, though, Garrosh would escape his imprisonment and trial, traveling to an alternate realm. Here, Thrall would correct his mistake and hunt down Garrosh. No longer would Thrall give him any more chances, as he had already given Garrosh plenty. In the end, the two would face off in a Mak'gora, the very place that Garrosh had first met Thrall, in Nagrand.
You must answer for your crimes, Garrosh. For the Horde! You failed the Horde! You made me Warchief! You left me to pick up your pieces! You failed me! The strength of a true warrior. I do not rely on strength alone, Garrosh. My power is all around you. You made me what I am. No. You chose your own destiny.
With Garrosh now dead, his head was not held high. Despite what he told Garrosh as their Mak'gora reached its finale, he was partially responsible for everything Garrosh had done. He had named the young Hellscream Warchief when he was not ready. He lost his brother Karen. He lost his friendship with Jaina. But he also lost Garrosh, whom he once valued as a friend. Now Thrall cannot be blamed for everything, but he was a great reasoning for how it all happened. This guilt would make it difficult for Thrall to wield the Doomhammer and the elements, as it was not him cheating the Mak'gora or him abusing the elements to kill Garrosh that weighed him down, but rather it was inner turmoil. On the Broken Shore, the Doomhammer became dead weight, and ultimately Vol'jin, whom he had named Warchief, lost his life. Thrall could no longer wield the Doomhammer and passed it to the new leader of the Earthen Ring. He would go on to travel to elsewhere, while Varrock Saurfang would be named the new leader of the Orcs in Thrall's place. Sylvanas would be named Warchief by the dying Vol'jin, who at the time was unaware that something was manipulating him to do so. But it was through this that further war would pursue even after the defeat of the Burning Legion. The burning of Teldrassil and the siege of Lordaeron, both incidents, would once more bring old hatreds to rise up. Once more, a Warchief was overstepping, and the Horde was becoming divided once again. Now, Ever since Legion, there's been core issues I've had with the Horde. A missing piece, a missing pillar of sorts, where something belongs. That missing piece for me is Thrall, and today we'll be talking about his return. Now, I know some, if not many, are not so thrilled with Thrall after Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor, or even Legion, due to his many mistakes. But I don't think any of it is worthy of any real hatred. All the way back during BlizzCon of 2017, we were told that Jaina, Anduin, Sylvanas, Vol'jin, and Thrall were to be the main focus of Battle for Azeroth. Now at this time, Thrall has had no sighting in this expansion. In fact, the last time we see Thrall is him going on his way to understand himself, after, giving Doomhammer to the new Farseer, the new leader of the Earthen Ring. In an article I found, they say Thrall is haunted by ghosts. Now taking in those whom he has lost as of late because of his choices, this would be Karen, Vol'jin, and Garrosh, to name a few. And while Vol'jin is up and at 'em, he still died because of Garrosh, who created that alternate reality, which led to Gul'dan, which led to the Legion's return, leading to Vol'jin's death. That's a lot to lead to, and I seriously doubt Vol'jin seriously blames Thrall for his death. But Garrosh, I'd wager he is most of Thrall's haunting. And I really like this concept, but I am under the belief that Thrall and his family went to live out their days in Nagrand, in Outlands. This would fit well for two reasons. One being Thrall just wants to live a peaceful family life with his 2 kids and his loving mate. It's also where his grandmother Gaia is, assuming she's not dead, and where he met and trained with Agra. It has a great significance with his character and background. 2, being Garadar, is where Thrall met Garrosh, and where he killed Garrosh. Of course, it was an alternate reality, but still, it's a pretty nice place to be putting some self-blame on yourself, especially when more than likely, very few people actually probably blame Thrall, I imagine, at least in the lore. Now, it would be strange for Thrall, someone who has experienced mending Azeroth with other shamans way back in Cataclysm, to be in Outlands instead with his family. But there is potential for Thrall not knowing what's going on in Azeroth regarding the Sword and Silithus, or maybe he's basically useless because he can't use or ask the elements for aid. So Thrall could also be in Nagrand to try and reconnect, so to speak, with the elements, but he's having this block with Garrosh. I even asked people on Twitter if they miss Thrall, and with a resounding amount of likes and retweets, I can safely say a great deal of people miss Thrall. At BlizzCon 2018, there was little spoken about Thrall and what fate lies before him. However, there was one man, one legend, who rose up to the occasion and asked about when the Horde would be getting their true Warchief back.
When is the Horde getting its true Warchief back?
That was it.
Thrall? You're talking about Thrall? Thrall.
Wait, who?
Thrall? I think he means
Yeah,
Thrall.
Thrall.
Alex, you want to do that one?
I could field it probably. I miss you. We all do. That's a great question, person I've never met before. I had no idea you'd be here. I'm gonna guess, I will surmise, there may very well be a job posting up soon on the Orgrimmar Warboard, looking for new Warchief. I don't know, it might happen. And if there is, we'll call you.
Hey, love you guys. I miss you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This spurred me into the belief that Thrall will return with the very voice of Chris Metzen asking for so. P.S. I just want to say it was a treat to see Chris Metzen once again. He is my hero, my idol, and I just love the guy. So, this is my belief as to what the story will be going forward in 8.2, and so on. More importantly, this is with the Horde and Saurfang. Sorry, Alliance folks. Sylvanas is continuing to push the Horde to the brink, ignoring its philosophies of honor and culture. Varrock Saurfang, finally freed thanks to Anduin, would journey from the Swamp of Sorrows into the Dark Portal, in search of Thrall, a Warchief who embodied both the good and honorable traits of the Horde. It is here that Saurfang, and the hero, depending on if you chose to help Zakhan and Varrock out, will go on to search for Thrall, finally finding him and his family in Garadar in Nagrand. This will be the point where we discover just what Thrall has been up to and why he isn't on Azeroth, helping with healing the world. It'll be revealed he is still having a block with the elements due to his battle with Garrosh. Varrock will manage to convince Thrall to return to the Horde and be the Warchief that they need, and make a stand with his people when they need him most. Maybe we'll get some closure with him and Garrosh, enabling him to use the elements again, or maybe we'll get to see Thrall take on the path of more of a warrior once again instead. Either way, I do think we'll get Thrall back to help against Sylvanas in some capacity. Alternatively, I could see them have Thrall reject the title of Warchief. So that's what I believe what will happen. I think Thrall will be convinced by Varrock's Saurfang to return to the Horde with a numerous amount of honorable members of the Horde against Sylvanas, who just might abandon the Horde in favor of even greater power, likely followed by her many adoring followers and fans, resulting in a completely new faction, quite possibly. And so the Horde needs a new Warchief to take down Sylvanas, who's now a traitor, and also to re-establish some peace with the Alliance and the King Anduin. This gives leadway to Thrall becoming Warchief again, though I do think afterwards, Thrall will be pretty adamant that somebody else needs to be Warchief, somebody younger and holds the Horde's ideals in check. Probably Baine, and hopefully he'll be at his side to advise him, unlike Garrosh or Vol'jin. Though of course there's always a chance he will take on the mantle of Warchief once again, though I wouldn't mind either or personally. I just want Thrall active within the Horde again. He's pretty great. I imagine Thrall and Varrock will probably also take part in the Orc's Heritage Armor questline, where he will give the Orc player the Doomplate set, assuming he has new armor himself, and hopefully some new hair. That bold look just isn't working for him. I like to think that Thrall is letting go of his legacy as the Doomhammer's holder, and that goes as well with his Doomplate. This also could go along with his whole shamanism and Warchief crutch he's got going on too. Though I still have my hopes for a wolf cowl set of some kind, similar to Durotan's own or Rexar's own. It would mean Thrall would also get to keep his Doomplate, which he looks badass in anyway, so let him keep that, honestly. But anyways, guys, that's what I think is to come for Thrall's character. There's always a chance they've completely written him away, and Varrock Saurfang has taken his place in Battle for Azeroth's narrative. They all might also do something with him when the champions of Azeroth and Magni. That would also make a lot of sense. There's also always a chance that Varrock might die, and somebody will definitely need to take the leadership of the Orcs again in his place. And, yeah, that would make sense for Thrall to take over for that. Again, something I could see happening if they choose to make Baine Warchief or abolish the Warchief title altogether. I love Thrall, he's my second favorite character in World of Warcraft, and I'd love to see him return soon. What do you guys think of the fate of Thrall? Do you think he'll return as Warchief, leader of the Orcs, or something else entirely? I'm Skull Shorties, and I'll see you all next time. Check out my Patreon, Twitter, and other links down below. See ya!